All right, good morning, everyone. It is 8:59 in the morning of April the 13th, 2022, and this is my pre-market strategy session. So today, the title of the video is More Consolidation. And, yesterday was a pretty good day of trading, and this candle actually is misleading. The S&P opened up at a higher price. This candle's incorrect. That's interesting. I wonder why they... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at the Qs. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here we go. Now, here we go. Let me get rid of these real quick. So, the Qs are in the consolidation zone. And what I mean by that, let me scroll out a little bit, is we have these consolidation zones over here in late January, then consolidation here in late February, and now here we are in mid-April, and I imagine that we're going to be in a little bit of a consolidation zone here for the next few days. I don't know, here it lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly 7 days. Over here is roughly 5 days. And so, it's not perfect or anything. There's no perfect zone here, but you can see, in the sense of an auction, which is, what the market is, it's a big auction. Now, this is where buyers and sellers have met on a few days at a time, for their buys and their sells, their bids and their asks. So, I imagine that there will be some rather similar trading going on here for the next few days at least, maybe the next 3, maybe 5 days, and we're going to see this back and forth. So, it could go a little bit lower today. And actually, you know what, this this is actually really bearish. That is a very bearish phenomenon here for the Qs. Let me kind of continue with the consolidation thing, though, and that is that if this thing moves, kind of this way for the next few days, I wouldn't be surprised. And if it continues to move, let's see, yesterday's range. Let me get rid of this squiggle here real quick. Yesterday's range was really quite high. Here, let me go from the top to the bottom here. Very top was at 347, and the very bottom was 338. So, a little bit more than a 9-point move in the in the middle of the day. That's a rather large move, and it was actually pretty easy to trade. But what I think is going to happen is usually the direction that the market comes in to a consolidation area tends to be the direction that it will exit the consolidation area. So however many days it takes for the Qs to kind of break out of this range, it's likely to be the downside. In that time, though, there are a lot of traders who will get chopped up big time with the up and down movement. It's really, it's choppy markets, chop up traders. And so it's really best to have a setup. I really like the setup that I use, the relative strength setup that I use on the VIX, and in this case it'll be the Qs, because it keeps me on one side of the trade, and I'll know quickly when I'm wrong. So if I'm wrong, I can drop the loser very quickly and then look for the next opportunity. But anyway, what's happening here? Yeah, consolidation. But what these two candles, these are two very interesting candles. Now, suppose for a moment this candle was green. Suppose that this candle that was made on the 11th was green. This candle would be an outside reversal, which means that if this smaller candle were green, then the next day it was red, opened up higher and closed lower, then a green candle would be called a reversal. In this case, when it's red already, and then it opens up higher the next day and closes lower than the previous day, that's just really bearish. So in most circumstances, I would anticipate this resolving itself to the downside in an expedient fashion. This would be a signal for the next leg down being imminent. However, right now, I'm willing to just kind of sit back and watch and see what happens over the next couple of days because of the historic sort of bid-ask consolidation zone that we've seen on the broader market in very recent history. Right here and right here. So there's something about this price zone right over here that has buyers and sellers meeting at least for a few days at a time until the direction resolves itself. Now, I mean, I happen to think that it's going to resolve itself to the downside, but that doesn't mean it's not time. My bias could be completely wrong, and so on and so on and so on. So it's a time for me. You know, it's always time to be careful in the market. I mean, you have to be. That's just the way. There's no one who's bold and you know, anyone who makes money trading is respectful of the market. So really, I mean, today could bounce back up as high as, was this 350? You know, it's possible. So you know, the more likely scenario is that it's going further down, but you never know. So, okay, and then let's see, we have the 10-year here, and it looks like the 10-year is starting to, you know, it kind of hit the high end of its range there a couple of days ago, and is now starting to, it's hard to tell if it's going to be a bull flag. I mean, you know, there's nothing bearish about this, you know, that's not bad. I mean, and resolution to a few days of consolidation is to the upside. So, yeah, the rates, you know, rates going up tends to mean, you know, liquidity is drying up for the stock market. So, I'm still bearish. And so for me, it's going to be really important. Like right now, the VIX is saying overbought. Let's see what the Qs are saying here, pre-market. And the Qs are getting close to oversold. So, you know, we could see the Qs go into oversold and then catch a bit of a run up today. It depends. You know, crash, you know, downward markets, you know, the relative strength, when there's a lot of powerful selling going on, relative strength doesn't mean anything. And the same thing's true with bullish, when there's a lot of bullish sentiment going on, relative strength really doesn't mean anything. It's the choppy back and forth markets where relative strength works really well. All right, everybody, let's take a look at crypto here real quick. Let's see. You know, Bitcoin is saying risk off. Bitcoin tends to be, in my experience here recently, Bitcoin seems to be a little bit of an indicator, like a first, you know, the first thing that starts kind of falling away or running up seems to be Bitcoin lately, and really has been a bit of a weather vane for what the other markets are going to do. So yeah, right now crypto or Bitcoin is saying risk off. XMR is not doing bad. XMR looks like it definitely put in a bottom back here. I have to keep an eye on it. Let's check out INVU, InvestView. There's supposed to be some news coming out on this pretty soon. I think it's going to be buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. All right, everybody, good luck out there. Keep your wrists tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, tap the bell, and I will see you at tomorrow's strategy session. I am out.